And now we're coming up behind this van here. So it'll show you this van going around this car. What does the Tesla do? Jeepers. Welcome back everybody to Tesla Driver. I hope you're doing very well. Today we're going to be going through the city centre of Hereford. Now this is a place that obviously I've driven before on the channel, so you can go back and see how version 9 and even older versions did. Now we know that obviously traffic cone recognition is in, and I do know there are some areas in town that have loads of traffic cones, so it's going to be really intriguing to see how this does. We've actually got a warning, oh it's not a warning, just saying regenerative braking is temporarily reduced. It's because I've just started driving, so it's all a little bit cold. But yeah, this is going to see how well it does through a city centre. I was really happy and really surprised how it went through the country roads, the A roads. It wasn't the best on the motorway, if I'm being totally honest. It kind of failed at bringing us off. But otherwise, version 10 seems really, really solid. And I'm going to show you today how solid it is going through the city centre at the moment. So you can see here, obviously it's registering all the other cars on the screen nicely. So they're all just driving by. Actually, it didn't see that van, funnily enough. And that is one thing I've noticed in version 10, is that it actually doesn't show all the cars. Now it's showing here that it's a double line, which it is, so that's good. It's reading that nicely. And then apparently it never shows dashed lines when you're on autopilot. So you can see that the lines are dashed here. It will never show it. If I bring it off autopilot, it then shows that it's dashed lines, actually on both sides of the roads there, but it's now solid on the left and dashed on the right. I'm not sure why they turn that off when autopilot turns on, but oh well. So this corner here has always been a problem for autopilot. It's never been able to do it successfully, so I'm intrigued to see if it's going to do it on version 10. Wow, that's really good. That was a lot better. Don't get me wrong, it still went a little bit fast and a little bit wide at the end, but I didn't even get a pop-up. I think I saw something, but I didn't get an alert or anything like chime at me. So that was really impressive, actually, that it did that corner. There's a few more corners here that are pretty intense for it before we get into the city. This is quite a tight corner. But again, no problems. And then we go over this little bridge area here, which again, it's had loads of issues, and I never normally let it do itself. But this time, I'm gonna let it do it itself. We go over this bridge, then it goes right, and then over like another bridge. And it is quite tight, so fingers crossed. And there's a car parked there. Let's see if it does it. Okay, it's slowing us down quite a lot. We got a little warning there. But it has done it, and it didn't abort, and I'm still alive, so that's really, really good. Let's bring this up to 50 now. Oh, okay, it's braking there. Wow, that was strange. Did a little bit of phantom braking for some reason, and I'm not sure what it was for. I did clean all the sensors, all the cameras before we got going. This is really annoying me though, so I am going to use my wipers. But some people have asked me if the wipers make autopilot fail. They don't, and if they did, that would be very, very worrying. Now, out of interest, let's see if these here come up as traffic cones in the middle of the road. So look for a traffic cone here. Is there one? No, it doesn't bring them up, so it doesn't think all like yellow tall objects are traffic cones. Well, that's good to know. But sadly, it's not slowing us down as we get into the 30 here. So I'll bring it down myself, nice and early. It'd be nice if you could almost pre-program a route that you do a lot for it to copy your speeds on. So here we go, this is our first car in the road. Is it gonna go around it? Whoa, it didn't actually feel like it was. And it felt like it was going really close to it because the cyclist was, the cyclist seemed to not drift, but almost come slightly over to our side of the road. And I think the car got a little bit scared and went closer to the parked car instead. Again, irritating that that's still happening. But this is the start of the city here. And it's got really bad roads as you enter it. Not only are there like no lines, which you can see that the car is drifting slightly for here, there are cars parked on the side of the road. Just gonna see what the Tesla does here. It's gone for the acceleration. It is going around it, and yeah, it went around it. Whoa! Hard brake there, because it thought that car was on the road, and now it's braking again pretty hard. It saw that bike, which is cool, and it can see the parked cars over there on the left, and you can see it's picking up actually its first cone. So I can never figure out how this actually works. There you go. You can see we've got our first cone over there, and we've got a car coming up behind us. It can see a couple of cars behind us, and this is what it sees in the rear view mirror. Wow, that's already dirty. That's not the best. But yeah, you can see that the animations are doing their thing. Look at my fingers going. This is my, sorry, this is my condition. This is what I struggle with every day. There's my cones that you can see, and hopefully it'll bring up more cones. But interesting enough, it's not bringing up any cars that are coming past us. I've not actually got any destination in mind. I just kind of want to go towards the city center. So here we go. We're going to see what it does here at the cones. You can see that there are cones blocking our way in front of us. Is it going to go around them? No, it's not going around them. So I'm going to have to do that myself. And should we just go straight? Let's follow these cars and go straight up here, shall we? So we're going to head up. I think this is Elston Hill. And again, it's going to be a little bit weird here. If I turned it on, it would just stop because obviously there's a car in front of us. And it's probably going to panic. Oh, it didn't even panic. It didn't even show the car in front of us, which is very strange. Now, we have got speed bumps in this road, and oh, as you can tell from that, the car itself isn't programmed to go around the speed bumps. It does just go straight at them. It's the ones with like the hump in the middle, so you can kind of straddle them. Now, we've got some red lights here, but the car didn't see it, so I'm going to have to pull the car to a halt myself. A little bit of a shame that that's still not something that the car can do. We do know that it does run behind the scenes, and it is actually working, but for some reason it's still not included. Autopilot back on. Just gonna bring it down a little bit here. See, it's slight bump. Not a problem for it though, to be honest. But it would be nice for it to navigate it somehow if it can. So here, for example, you see that the road tightens slightly. I'd like it just to go a little bit more right there, so it almost confirms that it can see the ledge for me. There's a turning on the left coming up that sometimes the car used to kind of drag into, and then it also used to do some phantom braking over this hill for some reason. You'll see where I mean. It's kind of this turning here on the left. It would sometimes pull in there. Is it going to do it? No, it doesn't do it in the version 10 update. It was a really weird one, and I'm not sure why it used to do it, but every single time it would pull itself to the left and go through there, which is kind of strange. This regenerative braking thing is really irritating me. I can't seem to get rid of it at all. But I do love Autopilot for this kind of bit, because here it's actually pretty hard to stay at 30 miles an hour. You'll see by, if I hopefully turn this around, oh, you can't actually see, but there is a van behind me, and normally everyone will go 40 down here because it opens up as a 40. So I think it's a little bit strange almost to have a car that's actually sticking to the speed limit down some of these roads. So I'm just kind of doing around town, and then I'm going to go straight through the middle of town, so we get a really good look at what Autopilot is like. And some people hated the long videos, but I'm not going to lie, I love longer videos because it just shows you more information. Does it pick up any of these as traffic cones? No, it's not. It needs to slow down though, because we are entering a 30, but also some traffic. It has brought itself down now. I really don't have too much hope for this. Let's see how it does it. So the Mercedes taking off. It is taking off behind him. Is it going past that first line? Yeah. And as you can see, it gets a little bit tight. Oh, it was just about to cut that a tiny bit too early. That's actually the best it's ever done there, but it was just about to cut it too early. I think next update it'll be able to do that one by just how like close it's getting now. That was really quite good, but it obviously wasn't able to do it, so it's still not good. It's not worth it, but a little bit better. Okay, here we go. We've got some traffic cones on the right. Let's see if it can see all of these and what it decides it wants to do with them. So yeah, it can see the first cone. It's actually, yeah, it's seeing all of the cones, and it's seeing the cones before it's even seeing any of the cars, which is really strange. But look at this, you can see it's picking up actually every individual cone. It's really quite incredible how that is so good, but it sometimes can't track all the cars. Even here, there's like 3 tight at the end. There's 3 tight at the end there. I'm so impressed by its ability to count cones. Okay, we're coming up to another roundabout here. I'm just gonna see as we pull it in, the car gonna slow down for it. Yeah, is it gonna pick a lane? I want it to go in the left lane, which it's, oh, kind of did. And I'll just do it myself. And now we're really going into the center of town. And this is where the traffic will be. This is where it will go maybe a little bit hectic. But you can see they're actually slowly drifted into the middle of the road rather than lurging in, which it used to do. And it is quite a wide road, this. And the sun is so bright, so we're definitely getting some sort of reduced visibility because of all the sun that's around. This car is going fast into that red light. Okay, he has stopped, and we're slowing down behind him. But again, if we could stop for red lights, that would be another thing off the list that would just stop you having to turn on and off autopilot all the time. Should I still call it autopilot, or do you call it full self-drive now? I don't know, because you can't do all of this stuff on autopilot. You have to have full self-drive, so I'm not sure. Again, here, the cars do drift over to our lane, as you can see, and I would like the car just to push itself to the left to allow for that little bit extra space. You can see, like, the car in front is tucked over to the left, whereas we're central to the lane, and sometimes that can be a little bit of a hindrance. We've got cars crossing our lane there, and even we broke, but I'm amazed how late that Renault broke in front of us. God, it is so bright. This is incredible. So sunny. And then here we are, we're pulling up some traffic. I'm actually gonna go right here because it looks like the traffic that way is pretty horrible. Let's take it down this route. And I've also gone down this route because I think there is roadworks this way. So I'm gonna bring it down to 20. We have got humans, which I don't know what the car thinks of. I don't know if it actually showed them on the screen, but I would hope it saw those people. And we're just gonna go around here now. Just gonna miss out that little bit of traffic because yeah, that's pretty horrible, like down there. Don't really want to go that route. It did pick up a couple of traffic cones back there that even I didn't see, so that's interesting. And yeah, we are going into some sort of roadworky area here. And the car's keeping itself tucked in nicely. But here we're coming up to a car that obviously I'm gonna have to take control, and I'm gonna have to go around myself. But this is working nicely. It's working actually really well. And we've got someone crossing the road. What is the car gonna think? It's seen him, and it did slow down for him. That was really good. Let's see what happens here. I'm only going 25 at the moment. I'm gonna bring it back down to 25-ish. Look at that, it's actually gone around those cars. It went around those cars really well. Why can't it do that all the time? I'm not sure. We've got some people in high vis here on the right. Is it gonna think of them at all? I'm gonna have to pull it down. You can see there's a cone on the roundabout. Yeah, and the cones were picked up by the car as well, so that was good. Now down here, of course, it's not gonna go over the line to go around these cars, so I'll have to do that myself. And now we're coming up behind this van here. So it'll show you this van going around this car. What does the Tesla do? Jeepers, man. Talk about close calls. And it shouldn't have a problem, but we're going slightly over here to the middle of the road. It's now taking itself back to the left. It actively did that. That was really interesting. I'll slow it down here because it is it's following the van, who's not driving fast, but the car can't quite keep up with him, I don't think. He did that really nicely. I was a little bit worried about that, if I'm being honest. But here we're going into the middle of the road. Yeah, I can't do that. We've got to come across and control it ourselves. Again, there, it was just going too far into the middle and it really needed to keep to the left. But I think because there were people on the pavements and it gets so close, like here, you know, this guy is very close. I think sometimes it has a little bit of a worry, and it's just making sure, obviously, it doesn't hit into any people, which is its #1 priority. Oh my God, that's big. Is it going past it? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Whew. Okay, let's take a, whoa, where are we going? See what I mean? Like, I'm not quite sure where the car was going there, but if I'd have left it to do that, it was just blocking the road, which obviously isn't good. There we go, finally. That took an absolute age to get through that junction. It's one of the worst junctions to get through, but we're finally through it. Okay, we're back onto a dual carriageway here, and we're gonna be going, yeah, like I said, over to McDonald's to go grab some lunch. The sun is weird. It's so bright ahead, but we've got such a dark cloud above us that it's making it blinding for me, so I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up well. But the car's pulling in nicely here, slowing down behind the van with no real problem. So we've got cars coming beside us. Let's see. Oh wow, that picked that car up real early. Look at that, it's picking cars up from behind really quite early there. But weirdly, it still struggles to pick out the car behind me. So I honestly think that rear view camera is going to have an issue. I'm not sure if because it gets dirty so fast and so easily, that's making issues for it. Or if it's just not high resolution enough, or too wide angle, or any of that kind of stuff. I think it might be an issue for it. So let's pick this lane here, and it looks like it's going to sit behind this Honda, but I don't want it to do that. I want it to go around the Honda. So I'm going to slowly drive around it myself, and I'll let the car just kind of perch up, I guess, behind this car, which it's not doing actually. It's interestingly enough not doing it itself. This is me, by the way, controlling this to try and get it up to here. It was wanting to stop all the way back there, but there was a car behind me. And oddly, there's apparently a parking space over there. We're back onto autopilot here for this road, but I know this is going to be a problem because cars do park on the side of the road here quite profusely. Yeah, oh, it was about to brake really hard there for when it saw that car, but I had to pull it off myself just because we've got cars really close behind us. It actually thought that guy on a mobility scooter was on a bike. So that's interesting. It saw that as a bike. It's not seeing any of these cars though. Like now it's picking up a couple of them, but do you see what I mean? It's just not, it's not being quite as responsive as I was expecting to, considering how many bloody cones it picks up. I just would have thought it would have been able to pick up some cars a little bit better to give you that little bit more confidence. And for example, a tractor, it doesn't even show anything, but it would have been nice to have seen a tractor there. But you can see that through town, on areas where there aren't cars parked, there aren't red lights, or at least if you're behind a car, and there's nothing like too crazy going on. There was a guy at the top there that looked like he was trying to throw something over the bridge. That was a little bit strange. Yeah, as long as it's not too hectic and it's like a long kind of drive like this, it's absolutely fine in the city. But when you start putting other people in, and those kind of tight, crazy roads and stuff, yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. All right, we're actually coming up behind a pickup truck here as we go into McDonald's. And I want to see if it actually picks up a pickup truck, because I've not seen it actually pick up a pickup truck yet on my camera, but I know that it can do. Here we go, we got a pickup truck in front. What does it think it is? No, it's not a pickup truck in the car. No, it's definitely not going to be a pickup truck in the car. Is it picking up these people? See what I mean? It's not even picking them up. There we go. It picks one of them up. How can it pick out individual cones, but it can't pick up a human in a drive-through? What I did want to do, though, was try and get it to actually drive itself through here, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit strange that we're ending up here at McDonald's. Oh, shocker. Maintenance problem. We don't have any water. They don't have any water at this McDonald's. What does that mean? That's going to be a little bit strange. Thank you all for watching. Let me know any other suggestions down below in the comment section. Until next time, don't forget, drive safe.